Hey guys, welcome to the Joe Jaguar Show. Okay, last week's video, you guys saw that I showed you guys how to properly maneuver, how to work an equatorial mount. It was an EQ2, however, they're all pretty much the same, just either bigger or smaller, and an AZ3 model telescope. Again, the AZ4 or 5 are similar, you should understand basically. So today's video is going to be, now that you understand how to work a mount and how to polar align, how to balance it, now how do you find objects out there? Okay, the number one thing you have to do, no matter where you're located, if it's in the worst light polluted zone like myself, in the white zone, or if you're halfway in between, or you're in the darkest zones, the number one thing that you have to do, I'm going to show you that right now. Now, if you guys watched a lot of my videos, you will see I do a lot of observing from my place in Toronto, which is a white zone, which is the worst. And you probably have noticed in my videos when I do comparison or even looking at the planets and stuff, there's like lots of lights. So there's one there, there's one over there across the street, there's one over there, I think is one over there, and there's a couple over there as well. So the number one thing, you guys, no matter where you are, you have to get away or block all street lights or any type of light shining in your face, unless you're just looking at the planets, you know, some bright double stars, multi-stars, or maybe a couple of the brightest clusters. That's maybe the only time. And as you guys notice from a lot of my videos in the backyard, that's what I'm testing it on the planets, different telescopes, different reviews, then it's okay. However, I did have a place one time where I had, in Toronto as well, so it's the same light polluted zone, where I had a 360 view and I had absolutely no street lights or no stray light of any kind shining in my face, and you could see the constellations clear. Okay, now I just made a video a while ago and I showed Angela's her constellation Leo, and with these street lights there's so much glare that is blocking, we can barely show her what her constellation looks like. So if you do not block your street lights, you're going to, the planets is really the only thing, like I said, a couple clusters and a couple double stars is all that you're going to see. 1 second. Anyway, so I know for a fact that if you were to block all stray light that's coming into your view, first of all, you will see, it's going to stop the glare, so you will see the constellations 10 times better. Okay, not only that, it's going to let your eyes adapt to the dark, and then you will see fainter stars as well and constellations, so it's easier for this hobby. If you don't do those things, like I said, you're going to be stuck to really the brightest things, which is the planets. Now, I still have to build a blocker, which is going to block those lights out. That's not yet. That could be sometime this summer. Until then, I'm in the same boat. And how do you find objects in the sky? Now, I'm going to recommend, okay, a couple things that you guys need. One is a red LED flashlight. And the reason is, once you block all that light, or if you have no lights affecting or intruding on you, that is perfect. You're gonna see more stars because there's no glare. Your eyes are gonna adapt more, so you're gonna see the most of the constellations except for the very dim ones. But anyway, that's the first thing you have to do, is try to identify constellations. Now, the first thing that I would say you do is get a planisphere. And the reason is, I mean, some people now, you could get an app on your phone and it can kind of do this. But let's just, let's stay to the traditional way, is if you are to, dial today's date, the time, and you could always fast forward to another time later on in the night, but then you could see how the sky is going to look like tonight at whatever hour it's going to be, and then you can slowly turn it so the sky slowly changes like it does throughout the night. Now, that's the first thing. So then you are able to see which constellations are at a decent height to actually start looking at. Now, let me show you here. Okay, guys, so once you guys dial in your time, your date, and the month, you're going to see how the sky looks like outside. Then you pick the constellations that I would say is more in this center of the field, because over here are the horizon. You never want to look at the horizon or through like that close, because it's going to have a lot more atmosphere that you have to look through. But anyway, once you do that, you can see which are the constellations you should be looking at. And then what you do is you get, this book is recommended. It's called the Night Watch book. And it has lots of things in here about, eyepieces, deep sky stuff, stargazing equipment, I think over here, it talks about solar, lunar, imaging, and camera, about the solar system in each planet. But anyway, the most important thing is here, what you do then, if you know a certain constellation is going to be at a good viewing area, then you look at a map and chart. Now, here is the Big Dipper, as you guys can see. And this is the full constellation Ursa Major. Most people just know this part, which is the Dipper, but really it's actually much bigger than what it looks like. Now over here, I've told you guys, here's the Big Dipper. As you can see, these two stars here, which is the bold stars, point 28 degrees to Polaris. And that's how you find the North Star, which is Polaris. And it looks like a Little Dipper. Okay, but anyway, as you can see from here, over here, as you can see, maybe I'll put that red light. It shows a galaxy. M101 is there. M51 is here. These are a dual galaxy over here, so on. So what you do is you just go to the map that corresponds to the right area in the sky that you're looking. And remember, this is going to be, it's going to change, per season. Like this one here, Hercules, Draco, is overhead in, throughout summer. So it just gives you an idea. So you're not going to be able to see all of these. This is more of the summer. The Scorpio, Sagittarius, and as you can see, there's a lot over here. Lots of clusters, like dozens and stuff like that. So that's what you do. So you use this guy first to see what constellations are at a good prime or good sky condition or good latitude, and then you go to this guy and you look up that constellation and then see what specific items that are around the constellation, and then you just zoom into it. So that's what I would recommend new people do. Now, I have another chart here, which I find it handy. If you ever go camping, cottaging up north, this is waterproof. And as you can see, it is big. I don't know if I could... Yeah, let me shrink the... Okay, it's upside down. And basically, as you can see, it's kind of laminated or waterproof type of thing. And then it's basically all 20 of the maps that I showed you here is on one flat surface. And it basically weighs like 1 ounce. So, if you were to zoom in a certain area, you can see the constellations. So everything is... there for you on a flat surface, and you just look at specific items. Like all these red items here, that's, a rich galaxy area near Leo, and that's why they're in red. Galaxies are red. But anyway, over here, you see more of yellow, and then yellow is, clusters and things like that. The green is the nebulas. So this is another good map. This one's called the Orion Deep Map 600. So again, I like this one too when you go camping. It just basically folds. it weighs like 1 ounce or less, so you don't have any bulky charts, maps, books. But I think the first one that you should get is you need a red LED flashlight, so it doesn't affect your night vision eyes. And if it doesn't affect your eyes, you're going to see more. You need a good planisphere, and you need a good book. These are the two I recommend. There's another book that's almost as good, I think, and it's called the Turn Left at Orion. But again, I also like this map here. And with these three things and a flashlight, you're ready to go. Okay, guys, so that's it. So that's how you guys find objects. Again, it's just, if you have to pick only two, I would say Night Watch, because there's a lot of information in this book. But the 20 map charts are what's going to help you actually find objects out there. And this guy is just going to show you what constellations are at a good angle or what is out right now, so you know which of the 20 charts for you to actually look for. And then once your eyes are dark adapted, then start looking for specific items. Now, I would say start, with the planets, of course, if they're around. If they're not, do open clusters, double stars. Those are easier. And then you can try, depending how big of a telescope you have, what your sky conditions and light pollution is. You can try for some nebula type of thing, and some globular clusters. And then the hardest one is galaxies. Now, depending what size and where you're located, you may or may not see it, or you may see it as a little tiny little fuzz thing. But galaxies are definitely the hardest because they're definitely the furthest. That's about it, guys. So now this book is about $30. Also, these maps give you about the best, like 120 of the best or the brightest objects out there. So you definitely want to start with these objects first before you advance into something more harder or dimmer. Anyway, guys, that's this video here. Hopefully you guys find it good. If you want to use your phone app to find stuff, it has a couple problems too. If you do use a phone app or a tablet or anything to find, Stellarium has these and other programs. Sometimes they're free for certain versions, and then other versions you have to pay for, more the advanced versions. But it's fine. But if you use a phone or tablet or anything electronic, the downside is, if your battery dies, then it's no good. I prefer the book and map way because nothing's ever going to happen to it. But if you like that way also, you can't use white light. Like your phone has to be on like the red filter way because it's going to affect your eyes. And if you're always turning on your phone or you're always looking at it, your eyes is not going to fully adapt to the dark, and you're not going to see those dim stuff. Everything out there besides the moon, sun, and planets are dim anyway. So don't use anything that's like white light of any source. So if you're using your phone, you got to use your red filter. And sometimes even the red filter is too bright. You have to dim it really low. Anyway, guys, that's my video for this time. Hopefully it helps you new guys how to find stuff out there. Like, comment, subscribe. Share my channel with people that are in the hobby or you think might like my channel. Another part I don't normally talk about is my channel is about 50% astro related, and the other 50% is other fun videos with the girlfriend, family, and friends. So if you want to see some of those, take a look at my channel. I think I have some funny videos, that you can have a laugh at while you wait for the next video to upload next week. Like, comment, subscribe. Joe Jaguar out.